Good morning. They can hear you. Okay, window winter. Hey Bobby, good morning. Happy 2026. I'm well, how are you? I'm really happy it's 26. I'm actually not even upset that it's the first Monday of 26. How are you doing? How was New Year's? Did you do anything? I don't think we saw you right before New Year's. I can't remember. I get really excited for the new year for some reason. I don't even do resolutions, but I can't help but like get into that momentum still. Like I get really excited. I've been doing house projects for days. Several things I wasn't even planning on doing, like they weren't on my radar. But there's just something about the energy of January that just makes me want to change everything. Oh, hey Asia, Happy New Year. How are you? Did you guys, okay, I don't know if I'm delayed because Bobby, I just got your message, but how are you guys? Asia, how was New Year's? Ugh, this is one of the oldest markers I have. Like it's the first set I got. That is not only not a good brand, but also a lot of them are drying out, and I'm realizing now that this is the last go for this marker. I have rubbing alcohol set aside somewhere for just this situation. And of course I don't have it like next to me right now. Let's give that marker a rest. Hey HP, good morning. Jamazi, what a name, man. That's awesome. I'm actually not drawing, I'm just coloring. I am not on here because I'm an artist or anything like that. I am on here because I enjoy doing this and it gives me something to do with my hands while I'm talking to you guys. But I'm just coloring. I'm using alcohol markers. I have colored my entire life. Like it was a pastime as a kid. It was something I always enjoyed doing. And as an adult, it never really stopped. But I only recently came across alcohol markers. I think I've seen them before, probably when I was younger, but I didn't know how to use them right. And there is a little bit of a technique to it, but now that I've gotten into it, I can't stop. This coloring book is not the easiest either. The lines are actually pretty fine, but I make it work. I'm gonna color the inside of the cauldron, if you will, right now. Has anyone had anything exciting happen for 26 yet? I can't believe we're already 5 days in. And I also, I don't know, I just get so excited. I'm a really ambitious person. Oh, hey, buddy. Hi, baby. Sorry, my dog. I don't know if you guys can see him. Once we get back outside, hopefully by like late March, you'll be able to see Monty again. I started outside in March last year, so it's possible. Because then I can pull the camera view out a little bit, and you guys can have more of a view. See my handsome boy when he comes up. Hey, Tara, how are you, friend? It's your dad's account, and your nickname is Azzy, and my brother's is Jamazzy. Oh, I love that. Oh, I'm so glad I got it right. I'm a sucker for a good name. My name is Sundown, given name, and I'm very grateful for that. And it makes me very cognizant and maybe a little sensitive about names in terms of always wanting to pronounce names correctly, or I don't like giving nicknames unless that person has explicitly said they like that nickname, all those kinds of things. So I love that I got that right, but I love that name. That's so clever. It's very cool. Okay, so first day back at school, but you're not going because you're not unwell. I'm sorry, that sucks. Of course you can ask a question, AJ. Oh, it's AJ, and I call you Asia. But yeah, please. Of course, by all means. Sorry I always call you Asia, AJ. It's because my computer is quite far from me, and it's actually kind of hard for me to see the comments and the names. That's cool. If you feel like sharing this story about the nicknames, I'd love to hear it, but no stress. Yeah, AJ, fire away with your question. Sorry if you can hear Monty. I have misophonia, which means I hate mouth sound. Well, it's got various meanings, but for me in particular, I hate a lot of mouth sounds, and I really hate the sounds of eating. And it turns out, I actually had to ask my doctor about this, but it turns out a lot of people with misophonia, myself included, it does not apply to animals. So it doesn't bother me with animals, just with humans. It is a J. Sorry, I cannot see. Can I make this bigger? Best piece of advice. Okay, I am saying it right now, right? It's AJ. I'm sorry, I cannot read. I'm gonna have to figure out a better scenario so I can actually like see. I tried to sit up higher today so that would be the first step. Next time I'll figure out how to make it so I can see better. Oh, hey Andy, good morning. AJ just asked what the best piece of advice was ever given. I think, I don't know if it would count as advice. Maybe it is. But there's two things that I've heard in my life that have always really, really stuck with me. One of which is, don't try to calm the storm. Calm yourself and the storm will pass. And I would call that advice, but I don't remember where I heard it. I don't think it was a person. I think I saw it on the internet probably, or read it in a book. But I think that piece of content, that idea of not trying to control everything around you when things are chaos or uncomfortable and trying to fix it. I'm very prone to trying to fix. I am a recovering controller. I used to like to control everything around me. I wanted to make sure everything was safe and protected and done my way, and I knew what was going on and I was on top of it, and it made me feel very in control and safe. And I've worked very hard to adjust that behavior, and part of that was learning to not try to calm a storm, but just to calm myself and let the storm pass. And I think that the other thing that really stuck with me was learning that anxiety is in the future and depression is in the past. And in the present moment, 9 times out of 10, you're actually okay. There might be things that are stressing you out, things that are unhappy, things that are uncomfortable. You might even be in pain, but you're usually okay. It's the past and the future. And I think I've talked about it before, but there's this, I don't know, a parable or something, this concept where the day before vacation is always better than the last day of vacation, because you're living in the future, right? And the day before vacation, you're in such a good mood because you're thinking about the vacation in the future, and your mood is dependent on the future that hasn't happened yet. And then while you're in that place and you're on vacation and you're on your last day of vacation and you're getting ready to go home, usually your mood isn't that good because, again, you're living in the future. You know you're going home. You're worried about the next day, not where you're at in the moment, which is still on vacation. So these are like the biggest things that I think I've carried with me in terms of like advice or insight that just like really struck me and never left me again. Sorry, that was kind of a long-winded answer, but hey Sally, good morning. Okay, so when you were little, you could not pronounce your brother's name, and same the other way around. So we'd go by nicknames unless we were in trouble, and then our full names got called. That's awesome. That's how you knew. Yeah, I get it. Oh, thanks, HB. Yeah, everyone, please like and sub. Can you color the door purple or blue? It would make it match because of the pot on type. Like, which style? Wow, all are pretty amazing. Oh, thanks, AJ. I will consider doing the purple door. That's not a bad idea. Roll wait till we get closer, but stand by for that. What about you guys? Have you heard those concepts before first, AJ? I think they're all kind of relative to the same thing, right? Which is like living in the present moment and controlling the things that you can, but not trying to control the things you can't control. But what about you guys? Do any of you have what was the best piece of advice you were ever given? That's a really great question and a good thing to share. Also, while I have so many of my regulars on right now, I'm thinking about transitioning to doing Fridays, and I'm not sure if I should do Monday and Friday or Wednesday and Friday or Fridays only. So everybody be percolating on that. Let me know your thoughts. I think I need to actually paint. I think I actually need to color the cauldron so that I know what I'm dealing with in terms of like the biggest color. I'm gonna try and stick with mostly greens. Not like entirely, but mostly. I feel like I use this green all the time. Let's see about this one. Oh, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't think I can do all 3. I think I need to do 2 days a week just for, the fact that I don't get paid for this still. And I have things I have to do. I'm actually going to do a dark green cauldron also. Yeah, I'm wondering. I'd love to hear any of the regulars. If you guys have opinions, let me know. If you don't, that's fine. But I wanted to poll the audience before I decided. It's a little brighter. But I'm staying. You're subbing and liking. Thanks, Shamazi. Well, normally you're going to be in school when I'm online. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday at this time, aren't you normally in school anyway? I tend to stream more in the summer when I can stream from outside. Mine is that you are already extremely, incredibly successful at something, but because it's easy for you and natural for you, you don't think it's a skill. Oh, wait, AJ, that's great. I actually really love that idea, right? That we're all, I don't want to say secret savants, but of course that's the word that's on my head right now. That we all have something we don't even realize we're exceptional at. Shamazi, I'm sorry you hate school. Can I ask what year you are in school? I hated undergrad, like I hated grade school. I loved university. I would go back to school. I would go back to university if... I guess I wouldn't say just for anything, but like in the right circumstance, I would happily go back to university. Never, I don't think I could ever go back to high school. Greer was on Pavel's channel, was he? What were they talking about, HB? I know this looks really dark right now, but many of you guys know as this dries, it will lighten up quite a bit. And go back and forth to keep from streaking. I did see Dr. Gary Nolan is refusing to debate Mick West, and I think that's a good thing personally. I am not a Mick West fan. I've said that on this channel before. This guy irritates me. And I like most people. Actually, I'm sure that Mick West and I could have a fine time if we went and had a coffee together. But in terms of his line of work and his public-facing attitude, I'm not a Mick West fan. And I'm really glad that Gary Nolan did not bother entertaining that idea, if you will. Some new information, yeah. Okay, you're in 6th. Yeah, that's hard. Thanks, HB. Yeah, please, guys, like and sub. I'm happy to have you all. Jamazzy, that sucks. But if I can say anything at all to hopefully make you feel better, it gets better. I know you got a long way to go. You're only halfway through grade school. That's, that's a lot. But it does get better, at least in my experience. I was not a fan of, like I said, the lower grades either. Andy, what do you think of Mick West? Or anybody, if anybody else here has an opinion on him. Afraid to get too close to the lines because these markers bleed. All right, this is going to be the largest swath of single color on the page. I'm going to have my head down for just a second, everyone. Of course, I think my record is ready to be swapped. Gonna have to wait. You guys have to sit here in silence with me for a minute. I like this conversation of the best advice anyone's been given. If anyone else has anything to add, I'd love to hear that too, because I think it's a great question. I think those are the kinds of things that we should all be sharing. Compliments Compliments are meant to be said out loud. I will stand by that always. And great advice. I can't look at the comments right now, but when I first got Monty, I was walking him one day as a very clear puppy that was still untrained. And a piece of unsolicited puppy advice I got that was very helpful. And this was like just days into being with Monty. This girl came up to me and she said, when you're training him, don't ever point at the dog and say no or bad when they do something bad. Point at the thing that is bad and do it preemptively. So, for instance, when I got home that day, because Monty used to come to work with me, I walked around the house and I pointed at all the things he should not get into, like the trash, for instance. I would point at the trash and I was like, no, 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 trash is bad. No, trash, bad. No. But pointing at the trash, not at the dog. And so now the dog's like, oh, trash is bad. Don't touch the trash. And it worked like a charm. I think it might have been, I did it with all sorts of things and it worked every time. Okay, I'm going to flip the record. We are again listening to Zach. This is Cantus for Winter in 6 parts. There's no room for me to keep it up behind me. Oop. Drops the record like she's never played with a record player before. AJ, are you asking me if I believe in spirituality? Yes, absolutely. Fully, fully, fully. Hey, Matt. Good morning. Sorry, AJ. I couldn't see anything. What's that say? I don't know who that is, HB. Oh, thanks. Happy New Year to you too. I cannot see. All right, bye, Jamazzy. Great to see you. Thanks for coming through. Colors like features follow all the changes of emotions. Pablo Picasso. That's beautiful, Alex. She is small side phenomenon podcast like you. Oh. What do you mean like you? Is that AJ have a spirituality podcast? I just have this YouTube channel, which HB refers to a podcast, and I guess technically isn't wrong because YouTube has put all of my telepathy tapes deep dives into a podcast, so I'm having a lot of writer's block. Ironically, having a lot of writer's block on the next deep dive, which is about creativity and ideas. How's that? I mean, it sucks. I did this like elaborate mapping system from the episode where I like tied the different speakers together and the different concepts they were talking about, because Kai likes to jump back and forth, which is good. It provides better entertainment and keeps the attention longer. But when I'm doing my deep dives, I kind of deconstruct it and then put it back together, not mixed up. So I find everything Elizabeth Gilbert says, everything Rick Rubin says, everything that is said about theory 1, everything that's said about theory 2, and I put them all together and I do these maps and I kind of see all the connections, and then I find my line, which is why my line of the deep dive is usually a little different than the trajectory of the actual podcast. And for some reason, I cannot find this line. Like, I just can't. I have assigned my subconscious to work on this script for like 3 days now, and I force myself to sit down and try for like at least an hour, just sitting at my computer with the intention of writing. And I will get just like sentences out, and I have no idea why, and it's driving me nuts. Yes, type 11. How was your Christmas and New Year? It was lovely. It was lovely. I got to spend a lot of time at home, which is actually I really enjoy doing over the holidays. I have a split family, and I'm also married, and so there's a lot of different families for us to split holidays between if we want to. And we've been lucky enough to be able to just say, we're actually going to stay here if everyone wants to like take turns coming this way. So it was nice. How was yours? I feel like that's the end of that green. I'm gonna have to bring another one in because the one I started with is already running out. I am gonna interview my psychic friend. Search Lifeguard HQ, Huntington Beach, Live Beach, and I will be there now. That's awesome. I mean, I can't really do that while I'm sitting here doing this, but very cool. I need a green that looks like the green I used on the door, or on the windows. Do we think? This is the color. Is that the, I guess that's probably the closest. If I can find the right marker. There it is. HB, AJ, Bobby, Andy, Tara. Oh, Gabriel, welcome back. Any of my regulars, nobody's got an opinion on Monday versus Wednesday if I switch to Fridays as one of the days? Oh, unfortunately, I can't talk about my location, AJ. Oh, HB, that's what we were talking about. Psychic friend, yes, Katie. I am going to interview Katie. I had that photo shoot after the last video went out, the last deep dive. Oh no, this marker is almost out too. I had that photo shoot after the last deep dive that kept me busy, and then we rolled right into the holidays, and so I haven't been able to do anything, but I did email her, I think over the weekend actually, and just kind of touched base. So there will be more to come with her. I'm actually hoping, so Katie's a psychic, but she is also a psychotherapist with a focus on art therapy. We aren't close friends. I've known her for a long time, but kind of like in the periphery. We've never like lived in the same town or anything. So that being said, because of her experience with art, I also think she could be valuable to chat with about creativity and this next one. But I cannot find my storyline, and it's driving me nuts. Oh, do I have a steady hand? I honestly haven't noticed. How was your New Year, Gabriel? And a Friday might be better than Monday, but you don't care personally. I'm thinking it'll be Friday regardless. And then I guess if I do 2 days a week, I'm not sure if I should do Monday and Friday or Wednesday and Friday. Or if I should just go down to 1 day a week. Oh, sorry, AJ. Where are we in the conversation? You already know that I don't talk about my location. Duh, I thought you knew that. Sorry. I'm still chit-chatting about what days of the week I'm going to stay on in the future. I still love your question about the best advice. I'm still really excited about 2026. I'm doing well, Gabriel. Oh. Why today sucks in dating's time. I have not dated in a long time. I'm very lucky for that, but it means I can't really speak to what it must be like now. As a Catholic, I went to church all month, had my Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve dinner with my wife's family. I went to see my mom, give her presents. It was a very satisfying time of the year for me. That's wonderful. That's awesome, Al. Holidays are always hit or miss for so many people. I mean, not even just necessarily for so many people. Sometimes it's just from year to year. Sometimes you have a great one, and other years you don't. Oh my gosh, this marker. Boo. That's done. Thanks, Gabriel. Hey, Bobby. Friday works for you because of the different time zones. You can stay up in time on Friday. Everyone's here on a Monday. I'm so surprised. I guess the question is Monday or Wednesday then. Maybe this week, since I did Monday, I'll do Friday instead of Wednesday. And then on Friday, I'll figure out if I'm going to do Monday or Wednesday the following week. How does that sound? Does that work for everyone? Does anyone care? I think I gotta bring in another green somewhere. This is just a little flat feeling right now. Where is this marker? Seriously? Okay. That one's not an option. What about... I wanted this like yellowy green for the plants. But I can't find that marker, which means it's probably out and I just didn't mark it off on my list. And the next one is really close to the other one. Oh, why is this tricky? Listen, I actually don't mind the idea of the purple door. So let's maybe restart with that for a second. Yeah, HBA doesn't matter for you. Okay. I feel like you've got a lot to offer, a lot of potential for development. That sounds a little odd, I'm not gonna lie. Sounds like you're trying to turn me into a super soldier or something weird. I did not wake up at 5:55 this morning. Twice last week, as you know, but it hasn't happened again. Hey, Jamazzy, I'm about to do your purple door like you suggested. Thanks, AJ. Have a good afternoon, okay? Enjoy the start of your week. I will see you on Friday. Is this marker already out? No. I just got these. Rude. Okay, fine. We're gonna still do it, but we're gonna do this like, oh shit. We're gonna do this maroony purple. They're calling it lilac, but that is not lilac. It's not maroon. It's magenta. 2582. All right, this one's almost out. Feed the cats. Oh, we love talking about pets here. Yeah, this one's like a magenta-y purple. It's kind of dark. Hi. Okay, having a hard time at work with coworkers lately. It's like they're all out to get you because of the way that you are. Ever felt that before? I don't talk about my location. I'm sorry. I mean that professionally, that you can use your ability maybe to do something with your hands. Oh, I see, Gabriel. Okay, there are two things going on here. One, feeling like I've been ganged up on and working with my hands. Okay, I'm going to start with the easiest one. Working with my hands, yes. I see what you're saying there. I am constantly working with my hands. I am a maker. I knit, I crochet, I paint, I color, I woodwork, I build. I love a power tool and hanging things. I love playing with dye and ink and fabric. I can sew a little, but I have to work with my hands at all times or I feel like I'm going to combust. Even writing, which is probably my favorite thing. I love typing, but I actually love the act of physical handwriting too. So like I do. I'm very much a tactile person. Yep, I told you I can't say my location. I'm sorry. I'm in the US. That's all I'll say. Here, I'll stop this. All right. Okay, everyone breathe. I got our spammer. Okay, other one. Have I ever had a hard time at work? Coworkers feel like they're getting to you because of the way they have ever felt like that before? I mean, I'm sure I have, right? I'm sure I have. I think it's just part of humanity. I think everyone has felt left out or ostracized or picked on. You know, I think that whether or not it's actually happening is different, but I think that we've all felt it. I have been in scenarios where I know that I may not be well liked or understood in a scenario and it works against me, but I'm a pretty proactive person. So if I'm uncomfortable, I usually am the first to kind of take an action to try and right it. Like I said, that controlling tendency that I mentioned earlier, but it goes hand in hand. So if I find myself in those scenarios, I'm usually very quick to figure out how to either change the scenario or remove myself from the scenario. I don't put up with things for too long before I feel the need to move, if that makes any sense. Was that? I don't know how helpful that was, but it is the truth. I have not had coworkers in a very long time, and I think it just might be a little hard for me to answer that question. It's been 7 years, 8 years, no, 7 years, 2019, since I had coworkers. And I'm old enough that thankfully there's not like drama in my friends or anything like that. That stuff kind of goes by the wayside when you get a little bit older, if that's not your vibe. I know plenty of people that are older than me that have plenty of drama because they enjoy it, I guess. I'm not sure. But not so much me. knitting and selling their work on the internet. Do they really do well? I can't. I love to knit baby blankets, for instance, and I had a friend that wanted to hire me to make one the other day, and I did the pricing. And in order for me to make anything reasonable, I would have to charge like $300 for a baby blanket in order to cover the cost of the yarn and like the amount of time it would take me to make it at like just a reasonable price. And to me, like that might be reasonable to some people, but to me that is outrageous to spend on a blanket. And so I don't knit or crochet for sale. I just do it as gifts. I do it as gifts for babies of my friends and family. Every now and then I'll do it as a gift of a gift. Like I will have a friend that'll want me to make one for them. But in general, yeah. Debating if these poles are purple or green. I think they're green. I don't even tell people where I am. It's cold, it's like 26, but it's like nothing else past that. Yeah, that's a good call, HB. Kill them with kindness. Honesty is a virtue that most people lack. What do I think? I don't think I think about it. I think about myself and trying to be honest. Hold on. To be honest, I try not to think about other people unless it's for the benefit. Does that make sense? So, like, thinking about things where humanity lacks does not bring me any sort of joy. I mean, I doubt it brings anyone joy, but I'd rather like to think about all the ways in which humanity excels, all the ways in which I think, sure, people may not be as honest as we would like, but I'm a person too, and I guarantee that there's something that I do that other people wish I didn't do. And that's going to be the case for all of us. None of us are perfect. All of us do something that is less than desirable to someone else for some reason. So I try not to think about the lack of honesty in people, because I am a big believer that what you focus on grows and you get more of. And if I don't want to sit around and look at the dishonesty of the world, I don't. If I want to cultivate a better experience in this round of humanity, I focus on the good and try to focus on the things that the people are doing right instead of wrong. Like, going along with that line too, like, why do you think we live in a world of lies and deception? Like, no. I mean, yes, I do, because we live in a world with humans, and I think humans, again, are fallible, but I don't actively think about that, because that's not going to be productive for me. For me, that would send me into a spiral, focusing on that, thinking about the ways in which humanity is unfortunate, would not help me enjoy my ride, and would not help me be enjoyable for others to ride along next to in life. Does that make sense? Your Apple Pen? I do not have kids. Nope. HB, I think most people think we're all lying about anything related to Psi and spirituality. Green Pulse Puppy Mom. Yep. Can you make the tree orange dark? I was kind of thinking that, but the marker I wanted wasn't working. These are alcohol ink markers. They're Oahu and Cali Art. They're all different. Your sister is in law and a stay-at-home wife and pretty much does the same things: knitting, tailor, Oh, your sister-in-law. Tailor-made dresses, clothes, and she was never employed, but over the years developed her clientele. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, sure. Jamazzi, I think it's a good conversation to have, especially because you are young. Internet safety is not a joke, no matter who you are, no matter how old you are. Like, I know when you're young, everyone's like stranger danger, you know? Um, that doesn't go away as you age. As you age, there's definitely still stranger danger, especially as a woman. So I don't give my location out because people are strange. I It's funny sometimes when that happens, people will get defensive and they'll think that by me saying that, I'm saying that I'm special and people have a reason to make me uncomfortable. Uh, no, you don't have to be anybody. You don't even have to be a woman to be put in uncomfortable scenarios. And I have had enough experiences that have put my safety in concern based on people being aware of my location that didn't need to be. So, as you age, I highly recommend being very proactive on your internet safety and not giving people your location, especially if they know what you look like. In your scenario, we have a nickname and no username picture, and you could say you're from Timbuktu and it would be fine because no one knows what you look like or your real name. But Sundown's my real name and you know what my face looks like. So if you know where I live, it becomes easier to locate me. So that's why you don't talk about where you live on the internet. It is hard to be safe, but that's why you don't give out your location. Yep, exactly, Gabriel. And you can live in a safe town, but the internet is everywhere. So that's why on the internet, you definitely do not talk about your location. Um, correct. Yes, markers are not cheap. I am on a budget, so I don't spend, like, I'm always hunting for, like, a good deal or something, but in general, yeah, they're kind of pricey. Man, I really want this Y205 that I can't find. There it is. It was in with the greens. Okay. Got our plant color. Yeah, I mean, even HB uses an alias. Yeah, you guys got scammed on the internet. Not you, but your parents did. You live somewhere in Southern California. Try to find me. 25 years ago, the internet used to be nothing but ASL spam. Yeah. Hey, morning, Rob. Happy 2020 or 2026. 2020, absolutely not. We're not going back there. Freudian. Hey, Rob. I was talking to the class. I'm going to switch to doing Fridays, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do Mondays and Fridays or Wednesdays and Fridays. Do you have an opinion? Rob's feeling Mondays and Fridays? Oh, thanks, Gabriel. Have a good day. It sounds like you're hopping offline. I hope you have an enjoyable first full week of 2026. I'm actually really excited. Yeah, correct. We did not hear it. I did not say that. I'm not going back to 2020. I have this little, it's like a heating tool. I don't know what it's called. To dry the ink faster so that I can like do the shading and you guys can see the true colors, because these pictures always look better literally a full 24 hours later. Like it needs a significant time to dry down to the true color. And with this little heating tool, I can get it to do that a little faster, but it makes like a solid amount of noise, and I figured that would be more annoying. So for now, no tool. Oh, good, HB. I love that stuff. New Year's was good, Rob. I'm really excited that it's 26. How is yours? Oh. No, this one's mine. This one's my coloring book. I only colored one page from hers. I forgot that I told you guys. That she left it here. No, I didn't want to color. She's colored quite a bit in that book, and I don't know when I'm gonna see her next, and I don't want to get carried away and like finish her coloring book. Okay, so this is feeling kind of flat. I don't know why. Jamazia, I stay on for about an hour and a half, so we have about 40 minutes left. I usually get to the first iteration of the page, and then I need to let it dry before I do too much shading or background colors, if I do those. And I haven't been doing backgrounds on these images because of the way they're done, but all that to be said, it usually lands right at around an hour and a half by the time I'm finished coloring a page and we're done chatting. So at some point I gotta move on with my life, especially because it's Monday and I'm so excited for the first Monday of the year. I know it's crazy, people hate Mondays, but I am so excited. I don't even really know what this day has in store for me today. I've got some work I need to like just kind of catch up and regroup and see where things are with work and like get started. I'm really hoping I can get through this writer's block on this next deep dive too, but we'll see. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do this other table purple also so that it's not just like on its own. Okay, wait, hold on. Great, this year you told your nieces and nephews that the tooth fairy is your mom and she's the one who leaves them money and getting hugs and thank you teeth questions like why some teeth are worth more. Rob, why did you tell them that though? Did your sister want you to? Like, to tell them that the tooth fairy isn't real? Hey, Digital Persuade, hello, hello. Jamazzi, Friday I will be on at the same time. Right now I only do mornings. I've been doing Monday and Wednesday mornings. I know it's not ideal because people are in school and people are at work, but it's just what had worked out at the time, which is why I think I'm going to try and do Fridays. I'm hoping that there are more people around on then. So it'll either be Mondays and Fridays or Wednesdays and Fridays for January. I'm not sure yet. I'll come up with a decision come Friday and let you guys know. And then we'll try it out for the month and see how it feels. But I usually only do mornings right now. That may change in the future. We'll see. I feel like it could be beneficial for the channel and for traffic to do it at different times, but this is the best time for me. And right now I have to kind of play to that because not only is this not making me money, essentially you could argue that it actually costs me money because of how much time I spend doing this. All right, I need like a greeny brown. Does that exist? You just love spreading rumors at family events. I saw a guy the other video the other day of a guy talking like similarly about like ruining Thanksgiving, and it was very funny. Well, Jamazia, that's part of being on the internet too. You're gonna run into things that you did not want to know necessarily. I'm sorry to tell you. You know what? I'm going to do the bubbles, the light green also, and I'm just going to do a couple layers to give it dimension. I'm sorry. I mean, see, Jamazzi, you worked it out yourself. Why are you even sad when you realize you have all of your adult teeth? Exactly. See, now you can come around. Okay. All right, all right. I need to figure out what I'm doing here. I'm not mad at the purple, but I'm not loving it. I kind of wish I would have stuck with greens. What about... All right, this one's the wrong green. Let's start there. That is way too light. G532. Let's try that one. Wish me luck. Hold on, what's happening in the comments? Alex. Wow, you've been in 25 states? That's amazing. 26, even better. It's a deep question, HB. Is it not lying if everyone's doing it? I still think it is. Not necessarily about Santa, but just in general. I think just because everyone's doing it doesn't mean it's not a lie. It just means it's a lie everyone's doing. Man. I hope this color isn't too dark. I hope it dries a little lighter. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Yeah. I know it looks like it's the same color as the cauldron, but I swear it's not. I really can't wait to go back outside with this. All right, I think the stairs are the lighter green. Oh, thanks. How to spell Mark. What a great name. Thank you for that. Oh, thanks, Rob. Yes, like and sub. No, it's not, Al. No, it is not. However, not everybody considers it our either. Whenever this record needs to flip, we'll take a quick coffee break. What color is the ground? And the awning and the shingles. What's going on? Hey, Dylan. Oh, I love Canada. Hey, good luck. Good morning. Bye. Oh, hey, Trey. Welcome back. Bye, Jamazzy. See you soon, hopefully. Hope you feel better. Oh, thanks, Dylan. Hey, good luck. Well, everybody's stopping by, and of course now the record spot stops. Okay, we're gonna take a 2-minute. Wait, is it done? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Let me switch the record. I'm back. It wasn't even 2 minutes. Falafel break. I like that. BRB. I want to spend someday Christmas Day in a place that resembles a perfect Christmas. Oh, that would be beautiful. Okay, stay back. Hang out. You're hungry. Those. So chat, tell Sundown I'll be back. 5 to 10. BRB. Just back. Be cool. Stop telling secrets. I know, it's awfully early for you guys. Wait, this Egyptian dude is so good at making what? Falafel, is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Okay. Decisions. Let's do... Do I need to just switch to a brown and stop trying to do this way? Is that gonna, if I do brown, if I do this 126 for the shingles, is that bad? Should I do green? Okay, see you in a bit. Okay. The question on the table right now is, what color am I doing the siding? I'm trying to make sure you guys can't even see. Can you? You can kind of see. Okay, I'm either thinking this like brown or I don't know. Hey, Alex. Oh. Leon, hold on, I cannot see from here. Leon Charon. I think Pierce might be moving right now. You're 1.8 centimeters of what? What? All right, focus, Sundown. Y'all are distracting me. I'm about 7:15. We're gonna hope for the best. Does that say centimeters though? That cannot be right. Okay, meters. All right. I was like, you're not centimeters tall. I think it's about time for Pierce to be moving, if I remember right. She's probably gonna be on Wednesday and be like, where is everyone? Maybe I'll make a little post and say, fine, we can use morning slowness, that's fine. I'm definitely gonna do these shingles, like second layers on some of them, just to kind of differentiate, give us a little bit of depth. Metric system, I know. Do you went out to party on New Year's? I did not, Al. No, I'm not a late night bird. We stayed here. I had a friend over. Actually, there were a couple people here. There were 5 of us, and we did manage to stay up. I usually don't even make it till midnight, but we did manage to stay up. Just hanging out, kind of watched the ball drop on mute with music playing, and just hung out and chit-chatted. Over Christmas, I got air-dry puffy clay and got it for my family to do as like a craft together when they came up to visit, and I have a whole bunch left over, and so I think I was playing with that on New Year's. What about you? Did you stay out? No? I used to when I was younger, and I still would if like the right opportunity presented itself, but New Year's is just, I don't know. I don't stay up for that one. I also do dry January, and I really, really hate waking up hungover on the 1st, so I usually don't go too hard on the 31st. Yeah, I think it just depends, right? Like, sometimes going out can be really fun, and sometimes it feels like amateur hour, and you're like, why did I do this? It just depends. I usually don't do like a bar or something. I did a bar 2 New Years ago because a friend of mine was DJing, and it was a small bar and it wasn't too busy, and it was actually a lot of fun. But I think that was the last time I went out to like a bar on New Year's. Normally that's like the furthest place I go. As for the metric system, I really do want to learn this. I've talked to Andy about it a little bit. I've said before I want to learn metric. I run in kilometers instead of miles to try and, I mean, mostly just because I'm a runner and that's the way running things are converted, but it's helping me with that. And I have used military time my entire adult life. For the most part, I've been using military time since I was like 22 because I had to use it for work, and then I had to use it for work for another job, and I stuck to it. But the metric system is still a fun little challenge for me. Oh, hey Bobby, you're back. I've never done my height in metric. In the metric system, I actually don't know. I also don't understand weight in the metric system. Like, I'm so used to pounds that my little American brain can't figure anything else out. Ooh, the grass is this color. The color I did on the tiles, I'm going to do on the bottom here. Yeah, it's funny how that happens, right? Like, you get older and you're just like, wait, I don't like this. Oops. I thankfully, when I drink very, very slow. And, it was very funny because I feel like I drink my coffee pretty quickly, but I drink alcohol very, very slow. And so I don't know the last time I was like intoxicated, if that makes sense. Because usually I fall asleep before I can get there. Oh, yeah. Bobby, you're welcome to lurk. I like realizing that you guys are here when I don't know it. Kilo is 2 pounds. Is that it? Is that literally the whole conversion, Andy? Just 1 to 2? Like, is that really that easy? Because if that is that easy, that's going to make me so mad that I did not put that together sooner. Oh, God. Is that really all it is? I feel like such a douche. I do. That is the one thing. Rob, I love, or no, HB said that because of the tasting. I love wine. I really, really do. I wish I could find a good non-alcoholic wine. I have not found one yet. I love non-alcoholic beer. I actually really enjoy non-alcoholic beer. Sometimes I prefer it. I'm a big fan of a michelada, and I used to work at a hotel, and I was the event producer, and I would have client meetings all the time, and we would have them in the hotel restaurant. And if the client wanted to drink, we were supposed to order a drink. We didn't need to drink it. We could, but we didn't have to. But we needed to order a drink so that our client would feel comfortable. It was just kind of like a unspoken rule in the hotel. And I would have these breakfast meetings with clients, and they would want like mimosas or Bloody Marys or something like that. And I started doing non-alcoholic micheladas using non-alcoholic beer, and it tastes the exact same as one with actual beer. I know a lot of people hate micheladas. And I think that's kind of what turned it for me, that I was like, what do you mean I can have a michelada and not have alcohol and not just be drinking like hot sauce? And that kind of transitioned it about, I don't know, probably 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Dry January was a lot more difficult for me than it is now. Now it's no problem. And so non-alcoholic beer was like kind of the saving grace. Now I don't need anything, but It used to be more of a challenge. All right. Decent size amount of grass here. So I'm gonna keep my head down for just a moment. I wish these lines were just a little thicker. Almost there. Good call, HB. 450 grams of a kilo. My goodness. Sure, tell me something crazy about your family. Dry January is when you abstain from alcohol for the month. Okay, you guys are helping. Ounce is 28 grams. And a kilo is 2 pounds? Yeah, there's a lot of people that are dry all year round. I'm not. I don't drink a lot. The older I get, the less I drink. But I'm not dry all year round. Okay, is this... Shoot. What did I just... Throw a marker. Okay. Can you guys see this? Should this background of this sign... Why are the colors like this for you guys? Should the background of the sign be the light green? This looks so much cooler in real life. But for some reason, translating here, the colors are so muddy. Does that help? No, it doesn't, does it? No. I swear it looks better. Celsius, Bobby. That's the one I'm trying to learn. That's the one I can never remember. And it's not hard. And yet my brain is always like, out. Okay, I'm going to do... What am I going to do? Okay. It's a deep purple, Rob, but it's just like hard to see. Okay, so your mom is not a lesbian, but both your aunts and your cousin is trans, and I will not say what I am or my brother is, but yeah. Why is that going to be a big secret? No one cares. I mean, no one here cares, like in this chat. At least they better not care. I don't care. Be whatever you want to be, pumpkin. As long as you're kind. You get the day after you drink more than 6 light beers. I mean, I don't think 6 is a lot for light beers, but to be fair, Jamazi, you are in 6th grade. You haven't had them. You don't know yet. Use Celsius, but used Fahrenheit when you were younger. Okay, good. Yeah, it didn't have to be a secret. None of us care. I can tell. I can tell that you are kind. And yes, you can't drink. 6 sounds like a lot, but when you talk about light beers and you talk about a grown adult man, it's subjective at best. I think adding some layers and dimension to this one will help it out. But right now, I'm not thrilled. I also wonder sometimes about going back to horizontal feed instead of vertical. Last time I did that, the algorithm went haywire and I lost everybody. But whenever I do research on other people that do live streams, they all do it horizontally, which leads me to think that like that's the way to go, but I don't know. Definitely 21, Jamazzy, unless you're not in the US. If you're not in America, then it might be 18. Oh, Andy, I don't think I realized that. HB, I haven't seen that documentary, but I know about it. What's funny is that, Jamazzy, I imagine you don't know what Maui Wowie is. Is that correct? Because it's a thing. Oh, look, you're back. I did. I got him. Don't worry. Yeah, Maui Wowie is the name of a substance that you cannot partake in, young one. Okay. All right. Flip the record. That is probably the last side before we finish up this level of this page. Oh, I want to show you guys. New Year's Eve, the hot dog turned out really well. Just so you can kind of see once it dries. Yes, Rob, good way to put it. And yes, HB. See, I think it turned out cute. Once it dries down, it looks like a cartoon. Like an illustrated cartoon. This one will get there. All right. I have to figure out the bottles, which I think are just going to be a few different colors and the sign. I'm gonna need a light purple. Thanks. I liked the hot dog shop too. I think it was cute. Yeah. Yes, that's why they look at you like you're crazy, because you're talking about weed. So I'm like, Maui Wowie is a strain. Not something for sixth graders. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Al. Literally above the pay grade. Oh, hi, Bruno boy. Happy New Year. How are you, friend? All right, let's see. Nope, that one's out. I'm going to re-swatch my markers so I know which ones I actually have in stock and which ones I don't. Oh, I cannot wait to get back outside and do this. All right, let's try this one. Better. Okay. I'm doing well. I'm really excited for 2026. That's what we've been talking about this morning. All sorts of things. Also, I'm going to start streaming on Fridays, but I'm not sure if it's going to be Mondays and Fridays or Wednesdays and Fridays yet, or just Fridays. I will let you know on Friday what I plan to do the next week. Okay, I think bringing in a lighter shade of purple is making me feel a little better. I'm going to do some of the bottles in purple. And I think adding dimensions inside this cabinet with the purple is going to make a big difference too. But I'll do that one off camera because it's going to take forever. And I'm going to have to get really close to the page. Find my words. BQ until she lost. Wait, what? Thank you. Your pageant story was good. Thanks for sharing that. My pageant story. I don't remember what my pageant story was. Was it me quitting? Oh, nice, Rob. You know you can always ask for a credit increase? Chimazzy, I don't know what you're referencing. Oh shoot, this is not the marker I wanted. Whoops. Yeah, as long as, like, I call usually like once every year or two and ask to raise my credit limit, not because I need it, but because it actually raises your credit. But this is not the marker I wanted. I trend like a song. I don't know it. Did you ever read the... Yeah, of course, HB. I thought I read that one online. Or didn't we read that one together? We talked about the pageant girl giving you a kiss because you won the contest. I thought we read it online. That was next? Well, then I would have read it to get to that point, but I don't recall. Yes, Al, I do. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm forgetting one. I have 8 or 9. That's awesome, Rob. 6 or 7. 7 or 8, actually. HB, I'm sure I would have had to have read that chapter to get to the pageant one. I mean, I'm reading your book in order, but apparently it's not coming to mind, the details. Okay, we're on the last steps. We have the sign and the potted plants to choose, and then I'll do everything else off screen. I think the potted plants are the light purple color. I'll go back and check HB on that chapter. Is there a Cliff Notes version that you can jog my memory on what that one's about? I know I've read past that. I just, for whatever reason, it's escaping me. Oh yeah, okay. I'm really happy with the purple. I think I'm gonna do the sign light purple too. How do we feel? I didn't respond to one of my questions. I don't have to. I'm just curious. Kind of my cats are murdering each other. I'm sorry, I missed your question. There's a lot going on. You're a big football fan? I think if your team wins the Super... Oh, American football. Wait, but you won't get, like... You're not going to get a tattoo of, like, a sports team, though, right? Are you? Not that I'm not trying to judge, but... What if you end up hating that team someday? Oh yeah, Rob, you're Chicago, aren't you? Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that. I do not have children, but I do have a dog. I thought I answered that earlier. I'm sorry. Nope. I have a great big dog that is the light of my life. He's currently passed out in another room. He's in some of my long form videos though. In some of my shorts. Cute. Okay. How are we doing on time? 93 minutes. It's perfect. Let's see. Bears your fave. How about you? Looks good. The pick. Thanks, HB. Chargers fan. Look at you. Yeah, thanks, Rob. I'm obsessed with my boy. Yeah, I know. I feel like attention is a hard commodity for people to cultivate anymore. I understand. But yes, no children, one giant dog. But I think we are done, guys. First live stream of 2026 in the books. I'm so glad you guys are here. It was busier than I expected this morning. We had some great talks. I loved the question, AJ, about the best advice you've ever been given. I'm glad to hear everyone had a really good New Year's. Monty's a golden doodle. He's the best. Yep, he's a great big golden doodle. But I will not be on Wednesday. Okay? I will be back on Friday, same time, same place. And on Friday, I will hopefully have an idea of what I'm going to do for the rest of the month in terms of these. And then we can go from there. And then hopefully we blink and it's warm enough that I can go back outside soon. But I know I'm just being overzealous. All right, thank you guys for hanging out. I will see you guys so soon. I know, it'll be good though. It'll hopefully give everyone a chance to miss me. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Have a great week, okay? Bye. Happy 2026.